Hello everyone, it's Den here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the JLPT exam. As I mentioned in my Japanese 4-year progress video, I have now passed JLPT N2. It was my third attempt at N2 specifically, and my fourth time taking JLPT ever. And yeah, it's my first time actually passing the exam. So I took JLPT N3 in summer of 2017, then I took N2 twice, once in summer of 2018 and then again in December of 2018. I took JLPT yet again in December of last year, 2019, and I finally passed it. So I ended up getting 99 points out of 180, and to pass you need 90 points. Last time I took N2 I had 83 if I remember correctly, so it was a bit short, but it wasn't really that surprising. I was kind of expecting that it could be a pass, but alas, it wasn't. But this time I finally did it. But to be honest, the only reason I'm happy about that is that it gives me some work opportunities to do with Japanese now. But I really don't think that changes anything in how I perceive my own level of Japanese, because as I mentioned in my 4-year Japanese progress video, I don't really think these exams reflect your actual speaking ability at all. Some of them are better than others. I think the English IELTS exam is a much better proof of a speaker's level than JLPT is of a speaker's Japanese level. With JLPT, there's a lot of randomness involved. There is no speaking exam, so you could take the JLPT exam and pass it without even being able to speak the language. I've heard some stories about like Chinese people taking the exam and passing it even without speaking Japanese well at all. And because it's a multiple choice, that also means that if your level is average, you could still get a bit higher than expected, just due to the fact that some of the answers you choose randomly will happen to be correct, which I think has probably raised my grade every single time. This time when I took the exam, I thought my listening results were terrible, and I thought so last time as well, but they were actually the best results out of the 3. So you get grammar and vocab in section 1, reading in section 2, and listening in section 3. So listening is where I got 42 this time, and last time that was also my highest. But I thought that that was where I did the worst. But the thing is, you do the first 2 sections together. You have one time frame to do the first 2 sections. So that means that if you don't have enough time to do everything, you have to split your time and then answer some of the questions randomly at the end, which is what I had to do. Which means that my actual grade for grammar and vocab and for reading would have been higher if I actually took the whole test. But with listening, you have to answer all of the questions because you're going along with the recording. So if you don't know the answer, you just choose randomly anyways. But you do that in the first 2 sections anyways. It's just you might not have enough time at the end to even think of the answer for some of them. So for grammar and vocab, I got 28, and for reading, I got 29. I honestly don't really care much about these actual scores. I'm just glad it's a success, so I don't have to think about JLPT anymore. This test, as far as I know, is permanent. So if you get a certificate, you have it forever. It doesn't expire like IELTS does for English. If you're wondering how I actually prepared for this exam, honestly, I didn't really do much preparation at all. The only serious preparation I do for the JLPT exams is kanji. I think it is okay to go off of the JLPT list kanji, at least as a guidance. So there's more of a chance that an N5 kanji would be more useful than an N1 kanji. It definitely doesn't work all the time, not at all, not even close. But as a guideline, it's okay, I think. So I do look at the kanji lists for the JLPT exams to at least get an idea of what kanji I might want to look out for. So out of the JLPT N2 kanji going into the exam, I'm pretty sure I knew like all of them from the list, besides maybe 30, 40, let's say 40 kanji I didn't know, but also know 300, over 300 kanji for N1. So I did prepare for the kanji part of the exam, but with the vocab and grammar, I barely did anything. With grammar, I just went over Tobira a bit, which is part of my university course, but I was studying Tobira even before I got to university in the UK. Pretty much this whole time that I've been studying here, I've been doing 99% self-study. So most of my Japanese knowledge is still from self-studying. But yeah, I didn't really do any preparation for the vocab and the grammar sections. So I basically went over some of the kanji, not all of them, and just went in with the Japanese knowledge I had. And I think if I actually implicitly prepared for this exam, I would have passed it ages ago. But honestly, I didn't really see the point in doing that. So yeah, this is a bit of a shorter video. Just thought I'd share my thoughts about the JLPT exam. I've now probably made 2 or 3 videos about it, and now, yay, I finally passed it. As a little update, I've been recently learning more and more about music. I have some sheet music here for The Messenger, which I mentioned in my last piano progress video as being my favorite song of all time, and I'm now finally learning it on the piano because I got the sheet music for it. I think my next video will probably be a music-related one. I've been getting a lot into music production and synthesizers and stuff like that, and trying to learn as much as I can. So I would really want to share that with you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.